Hey, I'm here to give you feedback on your run. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to DM me directly or ping me in your rip thread. Before I get started on the run itself, I see that you're playing ranked. I think that, well, depending on what elo you are, what the elo range is, should say at the end, right? Oh, doesn't even say. Actually, I'll just look you up real quick because this is the, what is it? This is the thing that I was going to say. And not really any information because this was last season. Kidding. Either way, I just pulled you up in a matter of seconds using this website. If you want, you can ping me back in your rip thread, and I can give you this, or you can obviously just copy it from here. But what I like to do is this compare players thing later in the season. As you could tell, I can just see, like, this type of screen where, like, you can see y'all's history together and also the opponent's like previous matches, how they got the elo, all of that. And the reason why I like doing that is because if they're on a losing streak, and especially if they're on a forfeiting losing streak with a high like forfeit rate, I think that that's pretty primed to just keep playing. And if they make a mistake, they're likely going to be forfeiting, especially the later into the seed that you get. However, if you're an easily discouraged player, where the opposite could be true, where they're on like a super hot streak, they're already much higher elo than you, you may not want to do this strategy. But I think that it's at least useful information to have in case you want to do something like that. So pre-match scouting, if you get quick with it, I think is worth it for many elo ranges. Obviously, if you're like top 100, it might not be super necessary just because, you tend to play the same people over and over and over again. But if you're in really the like minus 1400 range, I think it's worth at least checking out. You need to be doing more RTA stuff. Like, you've moved it up slightly, but like while you're running over here, you could totally just crank RD to 20 or whatever. You're just missing out on like micro time against your opponent. Okay, you gotta pick other places to do this as well. Like, you have netherrack and a gold pick there. Like, you could shred that immediately and then just immediately get to the stone. I'd leave the crafting table up because you're gonna have to like make a boat or some shit as well. Oh, also another thing that you can do is instead of stone tools, which by the way, you for RP seeds you never need to grab 4 because like a shovel on a completable ruin portal like this just isn't really worth it ever. Like, you may need it to break soul sand or some shit. But if that comes down to it, like, your hand, just use your hand. But the other thing that you can do is you can break this gold block, get a gold axe, just rip trees and get out of there. It's also super good for getting blocks that way. And especially for killing animals, gold axes just respawn immediately. Like, not respawn, but like, you know, recharge immediately. So it's far less punishing if you, like, fuck up a hit. Well, that's a seed. Top treasure, let's go. Okay, place a block on top of that gold block, and then block this off. At least by doing that block there. Questionable with all of the gold crafted, unless you're a T-Wags gangster. But I just don't think that that's really a great play for ranked. But maybe with an obvious, like, maybe if you miscraft like that, it's a good idea. Use your gold pick for shit like this. Shreds Blackstone. Get the... Hold on. This is ranked. You need consistency in this, especially when you're, like, this far ahead of your opponent. Like, you're already at gold, and they haven't even entered. Like, they just entered. You just hit the gold. This far ahead, you need to play as consistent as you can, because then that forces them to have to, like, do some more risky shit, or they'll play as consistent as you are. But if you're in the lead and you do inconsistent shit like that, there's a chance that that variance gives them the edge that they need. Like, let's say that, like, I'm just going to assume that you don't do it on the other side as well. That's 18 trades that you're not seeing. On average, that's like 2 obsidian. Let's say that you don't do that, and now you have to get those gold blocks. That's enough variance for him to catch up and be even if he does that the first time. So grab the one down there, like down here. Now we've remembered the gold pick. Sometimes. Are we gold elevatoring this? What are we doing? Offhand armor. Whenever you're looting stuff, like, just hit F or whatever your offhand key is, so that way you can just, like, hold that on the way out. You don't have to then go into the menu again. Also grab arrows. Check the other side. You could be doing this in a chest, to where if you, like, misplace something, you're totally fine. Okay, just gonna check this. Have the explosives, plus anchors, plus obsidian, plus pearls, plus enough fire res. Nice. Beautiful pearls. Okay, you're just kind of stun locking yourself here. Like, this is fine, but you're going deeper into the bad part of the fortress. You know? Like, it ends up working out because these guys are dropping. Well, 2 of them did. But also, like, I don't know about that, Pearl. Oh, do you remember that? Like, what's that direction? I hope so. Otherwise, you just threw a blind Pearl that could easily have been, like, a real quick exit. Like, into the lava. You could just build up there and functionally do the same thing. Go for the spawner. Getting random guys like this just isn't super worth it at this point. Like, clearing out the spawner and, like, no shot. Okay, we have... How many beds is this? We have, like, Kerbillion beds. 16 wool, shy of 12, so 11. 27? Like, we have... What is this? 8 beds? I know that you have your gold pick. I don't know if this is unbreaking. I don't think it is. But you need to blaze bed in this situation. It gets rid of all of these guys that are also fucking up your spawns. Another thing. You need to read the, like, middle guy here. So... This guy will spin faster or slower if it's, like, more or less primed to go. That's spinning pretty fast for how spawners work. So you yourself also need to get out of that. So that way you don't get hit and you also don't take up valuable spawning space. Because what happens when you get hit with blazes like that is they just spawn super close to your hitbox, not in it. If they spawned in it, it would cancel the spawn, which you could have done, by the way, standing that close. But they're close enough to just shift over a little bit and hit you. However, like the fire, the blocks, these guys, blaze bedding should have been the priority. Like, sorting inventory, blaze bedding should have been the priority from the get-go. Also, get out of the spawner. And now we've picked up our garbage as well. Am I blind or am I just now realizing that we don't have a timer? So that way we don't really even know the pace here. Okay, now I'm detective sleuthing here, but like I still don't see a timer. Why are you not playing with a timer? I don't get it. It's like super fucking useful to understand like the pace of the run. If that stresses you out, I kind of understand, not really. But, like, you know that you're ahead of him. He's probably dead right now. I don't get it. Yeah. Yeah, there's just not a timer on the screen. What the fuck? Yeah, I definitely want to hear reasoning behind that. Obviously, you said that your sends was off here. User error. It's fine. Literally will never happen again. I literally can't tell what block coordinates are. But I'm willing to bet. I don't know. 181, 41 just doesn't sound... Hold on. Okay, never mind. 182, 42. Oh my goodness. That's just so unimportant. Like, just get to the surface. Why are we digging this way? I don't get it. What? I look off screen for like 0.2 seconds. Is it because of the lava? We also don't have subtitles. What are we doing? I'm so confused. Oh, are we getting to the coordinate? I have no idea what you're doing here. Absolutely zero. Boat. I don't know. It just feels super weird with like you not having a lot set up. Like subtitles are just objectively super useful. The timer also objectively super useful. Ninbot, like, okay, there we go. I don't know why you turned that off. That just so weird to me. I don't know. Yeah. Why are we crafting more? You have so many explosives already. Like, we're fine. What? I'm so confused as to what's going on right now. Did you... Wait. Did you realize that you... What? Okay, so... You're here. You throw it. You realize that you fucked up. Okay, that's why. Okay. Dig down at 4-4 in the chunk. what you can do is you can hold like forwards or backwards and left or right, and it'll just land you on the highest block that you can. Like I do W and D, and if you look, if you dug down on 4-4, you would have just landed on the highest block, and therefore not taken as much damage. Spike behind you, that way. I think. Oh, this is just a super linear stronghold, isn't it? Okay, maybe not super linear because it was a hidden room, but still. Did you look at a guy? No, don't think so. I mean, the end game was fine. Well, not end game, but really stronghold, like post stronghold stuff. Yeah, just a lot of micro time loss. The overworld, I think, could have been played better. Not to mention, just like not having a lot of tools at your disposal. I don't know. Like, I just don't think that not playing with a timer, that playing without a timer is really ever, like, helpful. I don't know. Like, that's the thing that, like, helps me understand pace the most. Like, yeah, this information here is useful as well. But, like, I like to know how far ahead I am of my opponent. And that's not always, like, self-evident with just this. Also, subtitles, please, please, please. Yeah, and I feel like you have a lot of RSG tendencies for playing ranked. Like, the treasure route, you should be grabbing, like, this bottom backup as well. Obviously using your gold pick. Don't think that you'll do the bow tie thing again, but yeah.